Hey, what's up, everybody? Y'all know how we do it on the lives, right? We got to get started with some music. Let me see what I got here. Just playing a little something. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Nah, we ain't gonna play that. We ain't gonna play. We're gonna play something else. Let's see. All right. We're gonna play the
Really been going
one of the
back to
two that
back
we
to
can
back to
get
back to
clear
back to
for
back to back.
back to back. This is how you should feel every day.
Neighborhood Warriors. I don't miss,
On
I don't
this.
play none.
Nah,
I
nah.
don't diss,
On
I don't
this.
say none.
Nah,
I go
nah, nah.
swish, that's an A1.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
stay
yeah.
with no
Woo,
A1.
woo,
Tell the
woo.
chef I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom
Yeah,
I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go
yeah,
back to
yeah,
back on the
yeah,
drops. Drop a
yeah,
lot and she
yeah,
pack the bag.
yeah.
She shot till we drop. I just wake up. I don't
Wake up.
say nothing.
Don't
I'm
say
on
nothing.
go. I don't
It's
stay
Friday, y'all.
long. I've been up now. That's a case one.
Put the
I've
L's in
been
the chat.
down too. Like the day strong. I got summer toys for the summer boy. I keep drummer
Woo,
boys in the summer boy. I keep making
woo.
noise. I've been paranoid. This is God body. You can never
Yeah,
void. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
miss. I don't play none. I don't diss. I don't say none.
Don't
I go
say nothing.
swish. That's an A1. I stay with no A1. Tell the chef I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to
Yeah,
back on the
yeah,
drops. Drop a
yeah,
lot and she
yeah,
pack the bag.
yeah,
She shot
yeah,
till we
yeah,
drop. This
yeah. Hey, look, you know how we got to do it. We got to come with some energy. We got to come to get ready to learn. And today we're going to talk about you are not an employee, you are a business. I see a lot of people that want to get into tech or trying to get into cloud computing, and I want to give you an alternate perspective of how you should be looking at your career. Put the LUs in the chat if you can hear me, you can see me great. I want to make sure before we start on this training, everyone can hear me, you can see me. Okay, Scott say I see you. I don't know if that meant like, hey, you see the energy or you actually see me and you can hear me. Just let me know. Put the LUs in the chat if you can. So one thing, I want to just give you some game on and give you a full complete scope on moving forward in your career is how you should move forward in your career. And a lot of us are moving forward in our career as employees because that's the mindset we've been trained on, right? And that's okay. But what we want to do now is really change our perspective and how we move forward in our career. So understanding like we're actually building a business. We're not an employee looking for a job. We're a business looking to sell our services to the best client possible. All right. So let me go to my Google Doc here. And we have pretty much 3 to 4 quadrants we're going to talk about that's going to help you position yourself into the best possible position to land a bag, land a role. But the number one thing before we even start talking about getting into cloud engineering, getting into tech, is we need to understand who you are and who do you help. So this is what I mean. All right. So a lot of us right now are working towards cloud skills, working towards tech skills, but we're doing it in a broad spectrum. Like we're just like, I'm just learning. So like whoever picks me up, whoever, I just want to get my foot in the door. That is okay, right? Because we're just trying to get somewhere so we can learn. That's the mindset. Get somewhere so I can learn, so I can get somewhere else and get to my actual true goal. But if we do a little bit more planning to understand who we are and who do we help, right? So, for instance, your tagline should be on LinkedIn about who you are and who do you help, and typically how do you help them. So, if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, John, what do you do?" You already understand your tagline. You already know who you are. So, for example, right, I am a cloud engineer for small to medium size organizations who who's let's say who are sorry y'all, who is looking to migrate, migrate, scale, and optimize their apps in the cloud. All right, so excuse me for the spelling. Y'all know I'm, just trying to type fast. Let me fix my fonts here. Um, Let me get that down a little bit so it'll be a little smaller. Yep. So as you see, right, this is who you are and who do you help. Now, your tagline can be different, but you need to get specific on who you are and who do you help, because this is going to help you hone in on the next step that we're going to talk about. So, right now, if someone was to come, and I just want to make sure everyone can see it. Right now, if someone to come and ask you, hey, Scott, hey, Mark, or whoever, what do you do? You're going to give a broad say, oh, well, I'm a banker, but I'm trying to be a cloud engineer and I'm working on certain things. No, we don't need to, stumble or, talk about what we're doing now, because the easiest way to transition into something is if we already acting, thinking, and doing the work. Even in your job, right? Like if you want to be a manager, the easiest way to become a manager, right, is to do the management role. Make it easier for people to see that you could do the job. All right, so let me fix my spellings here. I'm typing fast. So if we're already thinking and acting and doing the things a cloud engineer does, it makes it easier. So if someone asks you, hey, John, what do you do? Hey, man, I'm a cloud engineer for small and medium sized organizations who are looking to migrate, scale, and optimize their applications in the cloud. Point blank, period, right? Now, they may not know exactly what that is, but now they know what you do. And now you have a clear focus on what you're actually doing. All right. So if we have that clear focus of who I am and who I help, then we can have a clear focus on understanding how we can help, right? How can we help who we help? So, how do we get to this part? Well, listen, we got so many websites right now, LinkedIn being the main one, right? Glassdoor, we got Dice, we got Indeed, we got ZipRecruiter, all of these platforms that are made for us to really dive deep into looking at cloud engineer roles, and specifically, excuse me, for small and medium sized companies. You can look at startups, you can look at medium sized organizations across the world where it's hundreds of thousands, even millions of them, to see if they're hiring for a cloud engineer role. And you can compare 5, 10, 15, 20 different companies, and you can pick the commonized skills that each of them are asking for in a cloud engineer role. So, like, you can pick, okay, here's the top 5 skills, right, that they're asking for in my position. So, top 5 skills that small or medium size, or even if you want to go enterprise level, right, or enterprises are asking you to have as an engineer. So now we understand who we are. We've got that tagline, right? Even if typically you're not there yet in skill, right? We're doing what a business would do. Before I start my business, right? Before I create my product, I have to see what are the problems out there? Like, who do I want to help? I see a problem out there. Is this problem is for people who are, in medical, or I'm looking to help nurses as a business, or I'm looking to help, moms who wash clothes, or I'm looking to help, gentlemen who are in construction, whatever the case may be. Now we focused on who we are, who do we help? And now we can look at building our product by understanding what are the problems out there that I need to solve. So how can we help who we help? Right? It's really the top skills that you need to learn to be able to solve problems across small to medium size or enterprises that are looking to hire engineers. So we understand who we are, and now we're looking to do research and discovery to build our services, to build our product. All right, let me check Instagram, make sure we don't have no questions there. I'm gonna stop right here real quick. I want to make sure nobody's asking questions. Okay, cool, cool. So we understand that this is where you go to LinkedIn. This is where you go to Indeed and you scour these companies, you scour these roles, right? And you look at the common skills that they're asking for you to have. If a company has a position open, it's because they have a problem that needs to be solved. Anybody can solve the problem if they know where to look and know how to learn it. So why can't you do that? Right. So we're focused on how can we help who we help. We've learned the skills, right? We're learning the skills, we're building the skills. We found out what our companies want, that we want to help them solve problems. So now we have to get creative in how we solve these problems, learning to solve the problem. Now, learning to solve the problem is about acquiring the skills and acquiring the soft skills and using your transferable skills that makes you, makes you creative, makes you unique. Because everyone has transferable skills when they're trying to get into tech. Whether you're in construction, whether you're in medical, whether you're in retail grocery, whether you're in a restaurant business, whether you're a mechanic, whatever the case, whether you train dolphins at SeaWorld, we all have a unique set of transferable skills. All right. So our unique set of transferable skills, right? It makes us the difference maker. How you solve problems, how you process, your thinking, critical problem solving skills is the difference maker in your business. This is what you do differently. Okay. Now, how do we do that? Number one, when we learn the skills, we learn how to showcase the skills. All right. And we're gonna talk about that in marketing real quick. But when we showcase the skills, we're showing people our unique set of problem solving skills. So it's almost like when you get on in an aisle where you have bleaches, right? You have Clorox, you might have the store brand, you might have something else. Most people go to Clorox. Why? It's the same thing. It's bleach, right? But Clorox has somehow marketed and made it, to where you see the difference maker in their bleach, or they may have some special chemicals that can work better, or they may have, created a great mixture that can just, white out anything that you put in the laundry. But they have their own difference maker, right? They are showcasing how they can solve the problem of people who are looking to have uh, more white clothes, right? When they clean, when they wash. This is exactly what you need to be looking at. How am I communicating that I'm different? So this is where we go back to, what type of person are you? How can you showcase these skills? Are you a great person who communicates on camera? Are you an artist, like you like to draw diagrams, etc.? Do you just like to talk, where you want to do podcasts and talk about how you solve these problems? Are you a writer? Can you create a story that aligns with your customers and show them how you can solve problems? That's the key to really helping you get the attention that you need. And this is part of marketing, right? Learning to solve the problem and showcasing the skills. So we have who you are, who do you help, right? I am a blank for blank who's looking to blank. So I am a cloud engineer, or I'm a cybersecurity engineer, or I'm a help desk technician for small to medium sized organizations, or for large enterprises, you know, for who are looking to migrate, scale, and optimize their apps in the cloud, or who's looking to, deploy and secure their cloud infrastructure. Whatever the case may be, we need to get clear on our tagline. So when you go to networking events, this is going to help you greatly. Somebody says, "Hey man, what do you do?" I mean, this could be an executive at a company that you want to work for, right? So now you have your tagline. They're going to ask you, "Tell me more about that," because now that sounds interesting. So pick out your top 5 skills. How can we help who we want to help, right? Top 5 skills for small to medium sized or enterprises you are looking to help as an engineer. And then we're going to learn to solve the problem, right? You have a unique set of transferable skills. That's the difference maker in you being able to showcase your ability to solve problems. So we're going to learn the skills and we're going to showcase the skills, but how we solve these problems, how we communicate, how we learn through our entire career to deal with crisis or deal with, thinking quick on our feet or helping customers or communicating with customers is going to be the difference maker. My difference maker was when I was in banking, I dealt with thousands and thousands of customers, different type of customers. It could be a customer who was very pleasant, a customer who was just very blunt, a customer who was just upset and didn't want to deal with you, a customer who was just arrogant. Any type of customer, I had to transform myself into being able to, you know, communicate great service to that customer and communicate and understand how to solve that customer's problem regardless of how I felt, right? Regardless of the scenario, the time of day. If a customer came in, it didn't matter if I was sad that day, right? If a customer came in with a problem that needed to be solved, my job was to put everything aside and communicate and solve that customer's problem. So that gave me a unique advantage to be able to, when I'm in the interviews, when I'm talking to people, being able to communicate clearly and how I solve problems and how I can help them, and even being able to see problems that they may not even see. So when I came into interviews, I was able to, ask questions and get them to see some of the problems that they may have had on a team, or even explain to me more about the team and discover problems in that explanation that I can showcase my ability to solve or how I solved them previously in my roles when working on a team or even leading the team. All right. So the last thing that we want to talk about is, let me put this down here, marketing. All right. This is one of the most important things that companies or even you as a professional who's looking to build yourself as a business miss. We learn it. You come in, you want to say, I want to learn the skills. That's it. But we got to learn the skills and we got to showcase the skills, but also we have to market ourselves. And this is, how do we showcase our skills? How do we showcase our ability, right, to solve problems? Now, one way you can do this is typically on LinkedIn, right, or on social media, where you can start writing up blogs. You can start presenting, videos or doing videos just like I'm doing now to showcase a project that you worked on and how you solved the problem. And it can start. This is the thing, though. This is the thing. We all want to look like this huge professional business from the get go. So either we gonna have to look like a professional business from the get-go, or we don't do anything at all. And that is where it's stopping you from landing a role. Because even if you're creating and solving problems for simple things, we need to showcase that we're solving problems for simple things. It may be simple things for people who've been in the industry for a while, but it may be the entry point of what a company needs to see of a person that's like you to be able to solve the problem. What if they don't care about the simple thing that you're solving, but they care more about your unique perspective on solving it? Think about that. We're we're wasting opportunity. It's opportunity cost that we're wasting here, that we're not showcasing our ability to be able to solve that problem. So how do we showcase? Blogging, video, right? You could talk about it in the podcast, right? You can send, we could do all types of things and get creative. Short videos for TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn, short videos for people right now. Social media has a very short attention span, right? So, what if we could take a problem that we're solving in the project and explain it in 30 seconds and market ourselves? If you want to know more about this project, click here. This is getting out of our comfort zone in marketing. And a lot of companies spend all this money on research and development. They spend all this money on creating a product or service, and they don't spend anything on marketing. And marketing for you in your career is going to be the difference maker of you landing a role. And it might be a difference maker of how much you get paid in that role. All right. So think about it like this. All right. When we do this marketing, right? Right. So we showcase our skills. This creates an opportunity for warm outreach, right? So when we say warm outreach, this is mean like somebody connects with you and from a touch point. So being that you showcase your skills, right? Whether a recruiter or somebody that works on the team actually comments on your post or even comes into the inbox and have a conversation with you. And this is how a lot of people, that do showcase their skills, they go into, okay, somebody reached out to me. Okay, what did I do? Somebody reached out to me. Hey, we're going to have the conversation. We're going to talk and, get on a call with them. And we're going to talk more about the organization and how we can help them solve problems. And that's how some people get the jobs. But one thing that could push you past this point to be able to uh, really gain the attention and get the customer that you need is we need to focus on cold outreach. All right. So, what is cold outreach? Cold outreach is reaching out to people who don't even know you. Warm outreach is, reaching out to people who may have had a touch point with you or are people that you know, which is great. So, if you're building a service, you're building your business as a cloud engineer, one of the first things you want to do is reach out to people that you know, reach out to people that know you, and have conversations with them to get, to see how you can solve their problems in the organization. But one of the things we don't do, never do, is code outreach because we're just scared. Like, how do we, send a code outreach message? Listen, if you apply to a role and you see a recruiter that's attached to that role, or you is a company that you applying to, right? Let's say Capital One. What we need to do now is have code outreach and reach out to any manager or recruiter or anybody that's in that type of role that we apply for and say, hey, hey, my name is Broadus. I wanted to reach out to you because I'm a cloud engineer for large enterprises who are looking to migrate, scale, and optimize their apps in the cloud. And I just applied to this new role at Capital One, and I wanted to see, man, if you had 5 minutes to chat on Zoom or even a phone call to talk more about the day to day of what you do in a role and how did you come to work there. Hey, brothers, yeah, I definitely, congratulations for applying to the role. I think we are hiring in this department. Yeah, I would love to talk to you about my day to day and how I came to work there and about the culture. And that way, now you're taking cold outreach, and you can literally do this over and over and over. And it doesn't have to be one person for a role, right? You can apply to a role at a company and you can reach out to 10 people within that company with the same script to be able to have access to them to talk about their the culture, their day to day, how they came to work for that company, all the things that you need to understand to make a better decision of if this is the right client for you. And guess what's going to happen? Now, out of those 10 conversations, you're going to build a relationship. That cold outreach turned into a warm outreach, and now that person knows you, and you can continue to build a relationship until they say, or if they say, hey, I'm going to refer you for this role, because obviously people get incentive for referring people, but a lot of people don't want to refer if they don't know you and they don't know what you're capable of. But if they have this conversation with you and they built a relationship with you, they are now going to refer you. So if you're applying to 10 roles a day, then you should be hitting up 50 to 100 people within those companies. So what I mean is, if you're applying to Capital One today, I would hit up 5 to 10 people at Capital One. If you're applying to SHI today, I would hit 5 to 10 people in SHI. If you're applying to the small startup, I would hit 5 to 10 people in that small startup with the same thing. Hey, Scott, my name is Broadus. I'm a cloud engineer, for small to medium sized organizations who are looking to, blah, 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 migrate, scale, and optimize their applications in the cloud. And I just applied for this new DevOps engineer role. And I wanted to talk to you more. If you had 5 minutes, if I can get 5 minutes of your time to talk more about, your day to day, what do you do and the culture there, and how did you come to work at this company? That's it. Boom. You're in. Some people may not respond. That's okay. You can send them follow-ups. Hey, just want to, I had time to get back with you to see, if you had time to schedule a call with me to talk more about this. We have to get out of our comfort zone. We have to understand that we are a business. looking to build our services and market to gain the right client. If we don't take this mindset, then we're going to still be in this employee mindset where we're just going to build our skills and then hope a company sees our worth. Well, man, I mean, building my skills and I've been showcasing, a couple projects here and there, but ain't nobody biting me. Listen, this is called marketing. We go out and find our customers. If you see a role you want to apply to, go out and apply to the role and then find the people that work there to get an in. That way you can get into the interview and that way you can actually see if this is the client that you want to be able to work for. All right. So that's my 4 points, 4 quadrants for your business and you're not an employee. If you have any questions, I got a couple minutes to answer right now. I know it's early in the morning. Some people may not be on, but ask your question. I'm more than happy to answer. But understand who you are. Who do you help? Right? How can you help? Who you help? Right? Look at the top 5 skills, top 10 skills through 10, 20, 30 roles that you may sit through for small to medium sized organizations or even large enterprises that are looking to hire an engineer as yourself. Learn to solve the problem, right? And understand why you're learning to solve the problem. You need to develop a unique skill set or the difference maker of you. Like, how do you solve the problem? Yeah, maybe you solve the problem like 50 other people, but you may not solve the problem like 500,000 other people. And even that small stage of 50 people are still unique and have a unique perspective. However you handle a crisis, however you handle a customer, however you solve a problem, however you communicate, it's unique because it's your thought process and you're doing it. All right. We're going to learn the skills. We're going to showcase the skills, right? Then we're going to go through marketing. How do we showcase our ability to solve problems? We're going to use the social media. We're going to use LinkedIn. We're going to use Discord. We're going to use Slack. We're going to use Facebook. We're going to use any tool that we can, TikTok, Instagram, to showcase our ability to solve problems because we want people to understand and learn more about our business, right? And then we're going to showcase our skills, which gives us the wrong outreach role. So we can reach out to the people we know, reach out to the, people working in roles that may be able to help us get our foot in, like as far as the cloud engineer, and we're going to show them how we solve problems. And then if we are uh, applying to roles, we could do code outreach, right? I applied to this job. I'm gonna reach out to 5 to 10 people working in that company and see if anybody can, you know, figure out, if we can get 5 minutes together, focus on, I'm talking to them about the day to day, the culture, how do they can come to work there? All right. So let's see. Richard said, I'm new to DevOps. Can I know your day to day activities when you started this cloud and DevOps program? So, excuse me, Richard. So, my day to day activities when I started in cloud was drinking from a fire hose. So, let me be super honest with you. I was involved in cloud support. So, I came onto a learning platform where um, it's called Linux. It was called Linux Academy, and our learning platform uh, consisted of sandbox environments and content for people to come and learn as cloud engineers, right? But our sandbox environments were our production environments in the back end. So if you came in as a customer and you tried to, let's say, take a course on Terraform and the environment was broken and it didn't work, or you were in AWS and you was getting these errors, or you was in our Linux sandboxes and you couldn't perform your tasks, I had to be the one to go and in the back end and fix those problems, right? So I was literally learning things as they come. So this is how I got into Azure. This is how I got into GCP because I started with AWS. But as more Azure environments started to be produced and customers started using Azure and using ARM templates and using, different things, virtual machines, storage blobs, or people started using more Google Cloud, using the services in there or using third-party services with all of those cloud service providers, Salt, and you name it. If something didn't work, I had to be the one to fix it. And my mind frame at that time is why I wanted to learn more and more and more. So it was absolutely wonderful because I wanted to get my technical skills up and I was exposed to a lot of things I had to learn very quickly. But um day to day could be different, man. It depends on the company. This is why it's important to, when you apply to a role, you reach out to a person to see what that day to day looks like because that day to day may not match what you think. Somebody may say, hey man, to be honest with you, we really don't work on too much. We just have meetings all day. And it's like, I'll just be like, where are we going to put in the work? And that may not be what you want. You may say, well, I don't want to be at a company where we meeting 90% of the day and we're not really getting hands on. Somebody may tell you, I've been in this role for 2 years and I haven't really learned anything. Or someone may say, hey man, I've been learning a great deal. Like I've been exposed to a lot of technology. I work with different leaderships and be able to do this project and that project and that project. And some people may say, hey, I'm stuck to my desk all day. Even some weekends they have me on call. So that was my day to day when I got in. I was dealing with all types of DevOps tooling, cloud tooling. I had to document, I had to build the process. So as we built a team, I had to, when we hired people, I had to interview people, right, along with my boss. But as we hired people for the support team, I had to train them on, how to do some of the things that I learned how to do through documentation. So that's why it's pretty important too, if you're showcasing your skills, to have great documentation, because when you get into a role with a company, they may not have that documentation. And Linux Academy, for the most part, for this role, didn't have documentation because I was the first person in that role. So as long as you open-minded, as long as you're willing to learn, I wouldn't let the day-to-day, the anxiety of a day-to-day get to you, because if a company's great and a company's is going to invest in you, then they're going to invest into your opportunity to learn, right? They're going to make sure you have every opportunity. So even if they don't have the right protocol, right process to help you learn, they're going to give you the time to learn. All right. So that's what I would say, Richard. Yeah, if you have any more questions, hit me up on LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever the case may be. But that's my time. You are a business. Number one, who you are, who do you help? Number two, how do you help who you help? All right. Number three, learning to solve the problem and positioning yourself to showcase your unique set of transferable skills. Right. Number four, showcasing the skills and having the ability to do warm outreach to people that you know and companies that you know. Also do code outreach to people that you don't know, so you can get eyeballs on you. The goal is to get as many eyeballs on you as possible. All right. So with that being said, all right, I want y'all to make sure you join our community. If you're looking to network, right? levelupintech.com/cloud career accelerator. This is a community where, I post a lot of great content to help you get from this goal to your next goal. And we're doing on the job every Thursday, a couple of Thursdays a month, where we're going to show you how to solve these problems, these complex cloud problems. All right. Follow me on Instagram, Mr. Level Up in Tech. If you're already on LinkedIn, Broadus Palmer, you can check me there. I'm here to help you get to your goal. I'm here to give you the game that you need. And I hope this helps. If you need access to this doc, let me know. I give it to you. And I hope this helps somebody who is looking to get into a cloud engineer role, even tech, or just thinking about, how can I start? All right. With that being said, I love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I know it was early, but I wanted to give y'all the value. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all later.